Here we start here at Watkins Glen for the first race of this GT3 GT4 season, the official season opener. Here comes Ryan Markson, storming at the outside. Ollie Preston's going to be able to stay in the lead on the first section of that corner, but Ryan Markson gets ahead on the curb. Here's the 26, Daniel Kellett's probably trying to get past him too. Ryan Markson will stay side by side with Ollie Preston coming up the hill. And on the backstretch, Ryan Markson gets ahead. Here's Daniel Kellett's maybe going side by side. Ollie Preston stays ahead. There's Jack Hawksworth, maybe trying to overtake the 26. We are coming onto this section of the track. Ryan Markson stays ahead, but Ollie Preston there is catching a little bit up to that gap. It might be too early in this race to make a move. He might try to make one. It also might be too early. There's Jack Hawksworth trying to overtake the 26. He's not going to be able to make a mistake. Ollie maybe might try to overtake. Here we are on board with the number 1 Corvette 06 GT3R of John Jackson. He qualified significantly better than last weekend at Bahrain. But here we are now coming into this final corner to finish the first lap of this race. Yeah, Ryan Markson taking a good and early lead. So, yeah. Here's what happened earlier. The 60 Lamborghini just got hit there by the AWA Corvette. Here's the AWA Corvette, the number 13. Not as much pace as last weekend here at this track. But he will be able to overtake that number 19 Lamborghini up the hill. Those 13 AWA Corvettes have not had that good a pace this weekend, which is a step down from last weekend when they were contending for the win. Here's 17 trying to overtake the number 1. He tried to at the bus stop just a second ago, but he wasn't able to. Now he's going to go down the inside. This race is a pretty quick sprint race, 40 minutes, so they will not have much to lose in terms of feeling tires. But yeah, here we are on board with the number 26 of Daniel Kellett's. Maybe trying to take a peek at that number 95 Lexus. Not close enough. Daniel Kellett's last weekend at Bahrain. Never mind. It was the Toyota. Here's the Toyota GR86 GT300 up the inside of the 58 BMW. That GR86 did not have that good of pace last weekend. 2 DNFs out of the weekend. Just not good at all. But here at Watkins Glen, it looks like the GR86 has a good amount of pace, a decent amount. That GT3 over the curbs actually is one of the loosest cars compared to the other GT3 cars here. It is a GT300 program from Japan that Toyota is factory supporting. But again, with the loose, it is probably comparable to the Callaway Corvettes, which are also very loose on the corners, on the curbs actually. Here goes the number 20 GR86 up the inside of the 63 Lamborghini. Gonna be a drag race to the corner on the bottom of that hill. And the 20, will he stay ahead? 63, not giving up. He's gonna try to overtake. He's gonna try to stay ahead right here. GR86 goes really wide into that grass. A lot of cars have been going really wide there too, but Here's a 20. Still trying to get by. He takes a little trip into the grass with one tire. Probably did not feel good. But coming out of this front stretch here to cross for lap 4. Here's the number 1 of John Jackson. Now trying to make a move on Jack Hawksworth. He's going to get ahead for P4. Jack Hawksworth just right there. Very close to actually punting him because it's very, yeah. Here's the 26, Daniel Kowitz, now on the back with the Lexus, going up the hill. Here he goes now. He's going to try to gain on the 95 Lexus. He goes on the outside, surprisingly. The inside might have not been good enough for the bus stop. He eats a lot of curb there. Now he's going to go over that curb. Oh, he's going to go into the wall. Into the wall. Big hit. Big hit. Big hit for the 26. I think that's going to be his day done. Yeah. He just, with not a lot of room, he goes on the curb a lot. And then just on the throttle too quickly into that tire wall. Not good for him at all. Here's the Toyota GT3 GT4 on the back of the Mercedes of Lauren Keinhofer. Will he be able to catch up in turn 1? He will not. Oh, he gets a little loose there. Little loose. Ends into the wall, tapping it a couple times. He's going to lose a lot of pace there. He's taking a lot of. I think he's on the. Yeah, he's really much on that grass and on that curb. I think he might have broken the front wishbone from hitting the wall here. Here's Lane Lee trying to go side by side, trying to make a move. Into the bus stop. Oh, there's contact. They both go off. 20 locking up those, not locking up those brakes, but really going hard on those brakes to not go into that tire wall, or that safer barrier. Here's the Huracan GT3. On board with the GT6 GT300. He stays on the inside, just hits them really much on those brakes to avoid that safer barrier, to avoid all the damage, or to keep all the damage to a minimum that it already is. Here's John Jackson, one Corvette. Here's what the drivers were all fearing the most. Lap traffic. In the LMP3 field yesterday in the Mobile 1 GT Challenge, you're also talking about lap traffic, but it slows down the front leading cars significantly. Here we can see the one Corvette catching up to that Lexus very easily, as he's in the midst of the GT4 field, which is significantly slower than the other cars. But yeah, following the Lexus, you'll be able to get through all the GT4 cars and then possibly get by the Lexus. He could get by the Lexus with the Lexus just being right behind a GT4 car, not being able to make a move, or not being able to get by. Here, as we see that exactly as the one Corvette goes down the inside, coming into turn 1. Also on the inside of that McLaren 570S GT4, he's able to stay ahead. A really good example of that. There's Zach Hawksworth now, right behind 2. You can see the gap to first has significantly went down. There's the Callaways right there. The one Corvette will have to get through that big GT4 field actually to get close to that Callaway. Yeah. Here he goes now. Is that 4 car? That's 3 car GT4 field. Here he goes to block the Lexus actually. That Aston takes a little bit of the grass. So did the Lexus, or so did the Corvette actually, when it was blocking the Lexus because it was a very late block. Lexus might not have some all impressive, specifically might not have some nice ones for him. Here we are just gliding through GT4 traffic. Goes Jack Hawksford. No, not making any moves. There's a one Corvette on the Chevrolet Camaro GT4R. Oh! Camaro gets loose into the wall. That was a big tank slapper. Big tank slapper. I think we're going to show a replay, but there's Jack Hawksford on the inside of the Corvette. Trying to take advantage of that. Yeah, just gets loose by the Corvette, I think. Goes into the wall, really hard hit. Slows him down a lot. Here's the onboard replay. Just gets, I think, touched a little bit there on the rear end. Goes into that tire wall. He's really good to not get that car on track and stay like off the track. I think that was just the result of the impact it was, so it didn't spit out. Here we go. There's that Lexus. Oh, that's the Salim going really off track. I might lose him a spot from the BMW. But here goes the 95 Lexus around the outside of the the number 1 Corvette. That's also the factory Corvette. So it's really good to see him up here. Really good for the Pratt Miller TF Sport guys. Here goes the 95 Lexus. Corvette. 37 Ryle Markson, been leading all day, really good for him. Gliding through that GT4 traffic well. Oh, he's gonna spin. He's spinning. Gets a little bit on the grass. Oh, he goes into the 1 Corvette. I think he's now blocking the Lexuses. Oh, he just has contact with the Jack Hawksford. The 1 Corvette really goes off. Goes rear end into that guardrail. Got caught out by the 37 Ryle Markson. That's not gonna be good. He's losing all his spots. He will now end out behind the Mercedes, I think, unless some more cars go. But he's gonna go now, really slow, rejoining the track safely. But yeah, that's the day done for that 1 Corvette. Day completely done. There was nothing he could do about that. He was just, yeah, there was a lot of smoke right there. Yeah, tire smoke. I don't think he could see him, and then, yeah. Here's the 95 and the 23 Lexus RCF GT3s drag racing down to the front stretch. Coming on a lap 22. There's Jack Hawksworth down the inside of the 95. Jack Hawksworth versus his teammate Ollie Prefson in that Lexus team. Coming out of the Hale Anderson Lexus Motorsport. Shown great pace in testing, great pace in Bahrain, great pace here in Watkins Glen. Going into this bus stop side by side. Who will get ahead at the end? It's gonna be Ollie Prefson. Jack Hawksworth equal pace as his teammate. On the inside now. Jack Hawksworth trying to get this win over his teammate. But Ollie Prefson has had greater pace overall. There's those leaders of GT4 and the Fenix Shinix. But yeah, here's the leaders of GT3 and GT4 coming to the finish here. Here goes Ollie trying to overtake them. That's gonna give him a good gap from Jack Hawksworth. That's the win for the in the bag for Ollie Preston. Jack Hawksworth got stuck behind the Phoenix. 21. We are coming into the final corners, second of last corner. This is going to be our trip done in New York for this first round of the season. But this will be the first win for Ollie Preston. Couldn't get it done in Bahrain, but now here in New York, Watkins Glen, Ollie Preston will cross the finish line to win this race overall. And in the GT4 class, that 13 will win too. That will be the race done. Ollie Preston gets it done here at Watkins Glen, New York, upstate New York. Yeah. Ryle Markson got an early lead over Ollie Preston, but he spun and collected the one Corvette that had great pace here. Definitely deserved to finish higher, but Ryle Markson collected him in a incident. Ollie Preston, fighting with his teammate Jack Hawksworth, was able to win here at Watkins Glen. Last weekend at Bahrain, he was just very close, just falling really short of the Ford Mustang of Dennis Olsen. But here are the race results. Ollie Preston, really good here at Watkins Glen. But yes, that will be the day done here in upstate New York. See you next weekend at Indianapolis for the Indy GP. But yeah, good day or good night wherever you are. See ya.